Hi everybody, I'm Brian Esser from How to Automotive, and today I wanted to talk to you about loaning tools out. So stay tuned for that. All right, so as you all know, you make your money with your tools, and when you're coming up, there's no way you're not gonna have all the tools you need and you need to borrow tools. So I have a couple pieces of advice when it comes to loaning your tools. My first piece of advice for you is not to be afraid to say no. You paid thousands of dollars for these tools, and this is how you make your living and support your family with these tools. So with that said, I understand that when you were coming up, you had to borrow tools from people, and so you kind of feel obligated to return the favor, and you may be borrowing tools from other guys in your shop. So one of the first things I would do with the guys in your shop borrowing your tools is set boundaries with them. I'll share a little story with you. I used to allow everybody to borrow my tools, and before I know it, they would just come and get the tools without asking, and then I had a whole bunch of missing stuff, and I couldn't keep track of who had what, and it created a big problem. So what I did is I stopped all that, and I made sure that everybody knows that, hey, before you borrow that tool, you have to come to me and get permission from me, and if you're not cool with that, then you can't borrow my tools. And that right there drastically reduced the amount of missing tools, and I was able to keep track of things a lot better. So my next tip for you is to consider who you're loaning the tools to. And what I mean by that is, if that person breaks the tool, can they replace the tool? Do they have the credit to go on a tool truck and replace the tool? Are they a trustworthy person? If they break or lose the tool, would they step up and buy the tool or replace the tool? I had a guy once break one of my tools and then just slip it back in the toolbox like nothing happened. And when I went to go use it, of course, it was broken, and no one would step up and say, hey, I was the one that broke it, and hey, I'll get this replaced. But I knew exactly who it was because there was only one guy in the shop that wasn't trustworthy or would do something like that. So I quickly cut that person off and told him not to borrow tools from me. And I made it very clear that I did not want him touching my tools. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but like I said in the beginning of the video, this is how I make my living. This is how I support my family. And I'm sure it's the same for you. One thing you may want to watch out for is that guy that's just constantly mooching off you and not stepping up and buying his own tools. He's just constantly borrowing the same tool over and over and over. That guy you probably want to cut off because he's just taking advantage of you. It's not your responsibility to pay for his tools so he can make a living. It's your responsibility to pay for your tools so you can make a living. I try to keep it cool because it's a give and take situation in most shops where you're not going to have every tool you need. So I will loan the tools to the guys as long as they're respectful to my tools and follow my guidelines of me loaning tools out. And when I borrow their tools, I try to follow their guidelines too. So I hope you find these tips helpful the next time you go to loan some tools out. I'm Brian Esser from How to Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, encourage you to subscribe, invite you to head over to the howtoautomotive.com website for more valuable videos like this. Thank you again for watching.